Often when people are learning arpeggios for the first time, they approach it from the point of view of the big complex chord shapes, so the sort of the 2-octave or the 3-octave arpeggio patterns, which are really quite difficult to memorize, difficult to finger, and even harder to apply in a solo. So a different way of approaching this is to simplify, and instead of learning the big 2-octave or 3-octave shapes, just learn little 3-note fragments and learn how to apply those. And that's the approach I thought I'd take this week with this video. So if you have a look in the description field, you should see that I've put some tabs of this video in there as well to give you something to work with. But what I've done is I've basically taken an A major and an A minor chord, and I've constrained it so that the arpeggios are just 3-note clusters, if you like, and they're all based around the E string, so there's always 2 notes on the E string and 1 note on the B string. And so don't get too caught up in the order of the notes, just think about the cluster itself. So if you look at the first one, I'm starting on the 15th, the 12th, and then the 14th fret on the B string. And the important thing to concentrate on as well is the shape, but also where the root of the shape is as well. So in this case, the root note is an A, and the A is the highest note in that group of 3, which means that this is an A major arpeggio. So if I move that high note to to a G, then that would be a G major arpeggio. And what I've done, as I say, is I've broken down into 3 inversions. So that's the first inversion that I've tabbed out. The second one is just here. And in this case, the root is the lowest note. That's an A, which means those 3 notes make up an A major arpeggio. And then the third inversion is just here. And it's the middle note of the 3 that defines the chord of the arpeggio. So that's an A, which means those 3 notes make up an A major arpeggio. So that's the major inversions, and then I've put the minor inversions up there as well. So there's the A minor with the root on the high note, and then with the root on the low note, A minor, and then finally with the root on the middle note. So the thing to do with these is firstly learn those shapes and learn where the root note is. And then once you've got them reasonably committed to memory, just think of a simple chord sequence and see if you can come up with a line that will connect, that you can use to connect these arpeggios together. So for example, I could go A minor to G to F. Now I could just track the chords. Or I could try and come up with some kind of a counterpoint using the other inversions. So for example. And so one of the things I've done, I've also tabbed out Pachelbel's canon, just a chord sequence to that using these arpeggio fragments. So have a go at that. You can either follow the tabs or you can come up with your own lines. I mean, that's where you really want to end up, is to be able to come up with your own counterpoint to that chord sequence while still maintaining that chord pattern. So have fun with it, and I'll see you next time.